Hi, how you doing? Hope you guys are doing good. We're going to be doing a timeless reading for you today. If you don't want to see the astrology portion, I'm going to have the tarot portion timestamped in the comments section below. But that said, I have the charts and transits next to me. I hope you are all doing fantastic. Most notably, yes, Venus has gone direct. Mercury is still in retrograde, and Jupiter has also gone in retrograde. But I don't feel like that's a bad thing. And the reason I'm saying so is if you take a look at the transit section, we have some really beneficial energies with us today. We have the Sun trining Jupiter. So just right off the bat, the sun itself has to do with the world around us, how the world perceives us, how we show up in the world. Jupiter having to do with blessings and abundance and good fortune and all of that kind of stuff. With those two energies working together, this is when you're really going to start to see things come to fruition, especially in your relationships with Venus now direct. Taking a look at Mercury trining Jupiter and Venus squaring Jupiter, this is the time where you're actually, okay, also that, and then also Chiron sextile the moon. So just wanted to point that out. There's a lot of really great things going on for you in your relationships. So anything that you felt like was stuck or stagnant, or any issues in communication that you may have been experiencing, are being alleviated by this Jupiter retrograde. Now, I know a lot of the times we can look at retrogrades as detrimental to our life in any way, shape, or form, but if you work with the planets and the energies, it can really help you grow in areas that you may have been stuck. And this is what I'm seeing with your relationships. And we also have Moon trining Saturn, right? So there's this really amazing energy between, it's like, remember how we were talking about coming out of those old cycles and closing out the old cycles with Venus retrograde? With that direct, we're now stepping into it's like you're already in the new cycles. So it's like a massive shift has occurred. And before things really progress, right, Jupiter in retrograde is asking us to go over the details. And it's very similar to how Mercury in retrograde asks us to look at the details of a contract, or to, proofread that text message before you send it, or to just make sure that everything is in working order before doing anything important. It's not asking you to not make any decisions. It's not asking you to not do anything at all. All it's asking you is to slow down and reflect and make sure that you are making decisions from a place that is balanced, right? Mercury being the planet of the mind, communication and consciousness and higher knowledge. With that trining Jupiter, it's this really amazing energy where it's like all of these grandiose ideas that you've had about your life, and maybe even things about your relationships. Like I'm really being drawn to relationships because we have Venus squaring Jupiter. Venus can also be it's just the planet of love in general. It can be self-love, it can be friends and family, but if we're looking at romance, what I'm seeing here with the squaring of Jupiter, which we've been experiencing for a while now, it's still being at that crossroads. But it's more so, it's like you're now at the fork in the road, where I feel like with Mercury trining Jupiter, there's a lot of positive communication between you and your person surrounding the relationship and where you see things going. It's that kind of energy. And so it's really taking time to go over the details, and it doesn't always have to be with the person. It could also be both of you reflecting on your own emotions, your own needs, and what you're both looking for out of life and relationships, and just kind of making sure all of your boxes are checked before making any really big decisions. And the fact that we have Chiron sextile moon, I really like that energy, because Chiron has to do with the wounded healer, the moon being the emotions, or also your fears and the hidden aspects of your own shadow side, right? With those two working in congruence with all of the stuff we just talked about with Jupiter, this is the time where you are overcoming your own mental blocks. You're overcoming, it's like you're letting go of emotional baggage from the past that has stopped you from moving forward in relationships. And so this is like letting go of the fears, letting go of your inhibitions, and being very open, honest, and direct with what it is you want out of love, life, and relationships, both internally and externally with the people that you are communicating with. And so it's really you and your person, if you are in a relationship or in some sort of connection, it's you both overcoming the fears of the relationship itself and actually being able to see things clearly now, right? Now that we're kind of out of that, I just saw this too. We have Uranus trining Pluto, then Neptune sextile Pluto. If you remember in the last reading, I don't know if it was the reading that I posted because the file was corrupt, It might have been the one before that, but we had a lot going on with Uranus and Neptune, right? But now all of that energy is kind of working in our favor. And so a lot of the things that were hidden are now like being brought to light. And I don't feel like it's bad things. I feel like this is now really understanding your person and their emotions and their intentions, and them also seeing you in the way that you may have felt you were showing up. So it's seeing each other clearly, understanding that there have been a lot of spiritual lessons for the both of you, and through working through those together and separately, that is allowing you both to see the relationship clearly, which is also providing you the foundation to build something solid and to communicate your needs in a healthy way that respects your boundaries and their boundaries. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to hop into the tarot portion. If you want to book a personal reading, subscribe to Patreon or listen to my music. Everything's in the description. Never going to contact you for a reading in any way, shape, or form. The only way to book a reading is to DM me on Instagram or send me an email. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. Please don't force it if it doesn't fit. You're going to be using the Book of Thoth Tarot and clarifying with the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot. So I hope you guys are doing good. Sorry I did not post a reading the last time I would have posted a reading because the file was corrupt. I blame it on Mercury retrograde. This happened a few times with the readings in the past. It usually happens during Mercury retrograde. So let's just see what comes out, right? Already got a few cards out. I see the Hierophant peeking out. Okay. So on bottom of the deck we have the Moon. This can represent your fears, hidden emotions, your shadow. We have the Hierophants. We have the Princess of Wands, the Six of Cups. Yeah. So I feel like this is what you're not seeing right now. I feel like there's a lot that's not being shown. And I feel like there's somebody here that is actually really wanting to come forward, not only to fix this relationship, but to actually bring things to a more stable space. I feel like this is somebody who is seeking the same things as you. However, I do feel like in the past there may have been certain belief systems that were holding this person back from actually making that return here. I feel like this is a deep soul connection here. This is some sort of, could be a past life connection. This could just be somebody that you have a deep connection with. Six of Cups can also represent Leo energy, with the Sun being the representative astrological symbol. So you could be dealing with a Leo, you could be dealing with a Taurus, you could be dealing with a fire sign of any kind. It doesn't have to be sign specific, could be a Pisces involved as well. I'd like to go ahead and clarify what's up with the Princess of Wands here. I feel like this is somebody you may be dealing with. I feel like this is somebody here who is feeling very passionate about you in this connection. If you were seeing no movement in the past, Queen of Wands, excuse me, I'm just taking the Moon out here. Queen of Wands just came out. So I feel like this is somebody who's very passionate about you in this relationship. If they're not showing that with the Moon energy here, just know that it's probably for good reason. You just got a card that fell. Oh, where'd it go? I dropped a card, but I don't know. Oh. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We had the Three of Wands and that fell, so that's very quick movement. That's also represented by the Sun. Heavy Aries, heavy Leo energy. We have Death reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay. I do feel like there's a little bit of resistance here with the Death reversed. I mean, we do have the Three of Wands. We have a lot of passionate energy, but now we also have the balance of the emotions. It's like you have almost... Okay, here's what I'm saying. So let's take a look at everything just based off of this. So we have the Hierophant, Six of Cups, and the Princess of Wands, as well as the Three of Wands and the Queen of Wands. A lot of passion and energy, but now the passion is being tempered by emotions. Okay, I feel like this is reciprocal. This is equal give and take. These are equal emotions. These are you two getting on the same page about the direction you see this relationship going. Whether or not you're fully communicating that yet, I do feel like there may be some sort of communication between you two that is confirming what you both have already known about each other and the connection. And I feel like you're going to start seeing things move. You know, this is the message that came out in the short video. Short video being the videos I post on Instagram. I do a minute-long video at jstarotservice. Link is in the description if you want to see that. But I'm seeing things start to move here. There could be a sense of you may need to travel towards this person or them towards you. They can be at a distance. But I feel like you're finally starting to see something manifest here, something that you've been praying for and hoping for and wanting. And even if you're not seeing that fully manifest in your reality yet, I feel like Spirit is asking you to really release the need to control, right? Queen of Wands energy tells me that there is a sense of wanting to have control. Princess of Wands and the Hierophant. This is somebody who is probably very used to having control over their emotions, and I feel like somebody here is, the reason they may not be showing everything right now is because they are a little afraid of how strongly they feel for you. I don't think this is somebody who is used to having emotions that are this strong. I feel like this is somebody who is probably used to, you know, just kind of living freely, doing what they please, not necessarily having to consider another person. But what I see here with the Queen of Wands, I feel like this is somebody who is maturing. This is somebody who is actually understanding the importance of considering another person, i.e. you, in this reading, I would imagine. So let's go ahead and clarify the Three of Wands here. Three of Wands, Queen of Wands. So bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands, a lot of wand energy, a lot of passion, communication, forward movement. We have the Chariots, we have the Four of Cups, we have Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. This is really great. This is somebody who is just like finally ready to make that leap. This is actually very similar to what came out. A lot of these cards did come out in the short video. So with the Chariot, I feel like not only is this person trying to regain balance, could be a Cancer that you're dealing with here. We do have Leo coming out in the Six of Wands. We all do also have the card of Jupiter and Venus and Virgo coming out as well. But aside from the point, these aren't sign specific, and we all have every sign in our chart. And yeah, so what I'm seeing here, this is somebody who's trying to regain their stability, right? I feel like independence is important to this person. With the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody who prides themselves on being an independent individual, and I don't feel like this is somebody who likes to rely on another person. This could be you, but I'm feeling like this is the person you're dealing with here. This is somebody who doesn't like to feel like they are, one, a burden on anybody else, and two, like they have to rely on another person. This is somebody who I feel like is kind of really learning to temper their own emotions, right? Four of Cups. The reason I like the Four of Cups in this deck, because if you look at it, it's a lot more positively represented than you would see in another deck, right? Four of Cups, it says luxury on the card itself, and so I feel like this is somebody who sees a lot of potential in this relationship. And with the Chariot and the Six of Wands, this feels like very mutual energy, right? We have like Two of Cups combining to the Four. We have Three of Wands combining to the Six. We're seeing the evolution from the Three of Wands to the Six of Wands. And with the Chariot, I mean, there's a lot of mutually balanced energy between you and this person. Like when I'm tapping into this energy, what I'm seeing, it's kind of just like a yin and the yang, right? And they're both working together. I don't feel like there's any tension anymore. Whatever tension there was between you two, I feel like has been released. So like I mean, if you saw the astrological portion, this is very representative of the Sun trining Jupiter, as well as the Sun, like the Moon trining Saturn, and the Venus squaring Jupiter and the Mercury trining Jupiter, right? And it's understanding that there's a lot of potential here in this relationship, and making sure that you're both taking the steps necessary to move forward in a way that's going to be good for both of you, right? Especially with the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're both willing to put in the work here. You're both willing to fight for this, and it's just really interesting because if you take a look at the Six of Wands, we have the Three of Wands there, and you take a look at the Seven of Wands, the only difference is you have an extra wand in the middle, which to me represents the Ace, okay? So I feel like you have both decided that you want this, and by doing so, you're now both taking the time to get your own lives in order, right? With the Nine of Pentacles, you're both very self-focused right now. I feel like you are both very independent individuals, successful in your own areas of life. But however, I feel like you complement each other. I feel like this is a relationship where your person may be lacking. I feel like you provide what they need, and vice versa. And I feel like this is why this works so well. I feel like you both work very well together, and I feel like you're both seeing that here. Let's clarify the Chariot and the Six of Wands, please. Oop, that one flew out of the deck. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like this person is very protective over you, and the Priestess here. Okay, this person is very protective over you in this relationship, and I feel like that's kind of also why I feel like you may be seeing a lack of movement. Okay. Yep, here we go. Got a few things that came out. Just pulled them off the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords that just fell on the ground, 5 of Pentacles, and back to the Priestess and the Knight of Pentacles. Excuse me. Let me grab the card. Got the card, and yeah, so I feel like there's a lot that's being walked away from. We're kind of now tapping into that whole ex-friend group or even family members. This could just be opinions of other people. This is somebody who's no longer listening to what anybody has to say. I'm just going to be honest. With the 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like this is your person really walking away from a lot. Walking away from anything that was stopping them from really achieving their 10 of Pentacles, right? This could also be you too, setting boundaries with people in your life and understanding that not everybody that's around you always has your best intentions, right? These could be people that you may have known for a long time. This could be longtime friends. And I feel like you're now seeing that these people may have just been around you because they thought that they could ride your coattails, or maybe they were trying to take your spot, right? When you get into positions of power in any area of life, oftentimes that will attract all kinds of people. When you are shining your light, that's going to attract all kinds of people, right? And so it's up to you to really use your intuition and your own discernment surrounding the people that you have around you. And I feel like this is the lesson that you and this person are now going through. We have so much mirroring energy here that I feel like you're both mirroring each other's lessons. And so as you're going through certain things, I feel like this person is also going through certain things. And by you guys walking away from certain people, places, and things, you're now making space for this relationship to become very solid, right? Let's clarify this 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Oh, excuse me, 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles, please. All right, we're going to use another deck. So we're going to use the Hieronymus Bosch. Hieronymus Bosch deck. Let me shuffle. Okay, bottom of the deck we have the Baron of Swords. Says defeat, cowardliness, and injury. We have the Ace of Vessels, which is basically the Ace of Cups. That says pouring out blessings, success, and satiety. And then we have the Ace of Swords, 2 aces. So that's the shift I feel like you've been going through, right? Conflict, victory, and communication. So I feel like, yeah, this is really, really good. Somebody here is willing to heal a situation, right? I feel like this is already happening. But what I'm feeling like more than anything is whatever this past situation was that was going on, we just have the King of Swords, you know, popping out at the bottom of the deck as well. Whatever you feel like was going on in this relationship, anything that was getting in the way, any sort of gossip or conflict or anything like that has been shut down, right? I feel like this is somebody who has gone through a lot of hard lessons in life, especially you and this person in this relationship. I feel like you've both gone through a lot. You've had to face parts of yourselves that I don't feel like either of you wanted to face, okay? But I feel like by you both doing that, that's what's allowing this new beginning to come in. You know, I'm really liking this energy with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Vessels. This is getting clear on what a new beginning would look like for you both. And I feel like this is just a lot of deep emotion here for each other. As you've gone through this phase of healing, as you guys have taken your space to reflect on yourselves and your lives and friends and exes and all of that, it's really helped you understand just how important you are to each other. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to experience, especially in any sort of relationship. But I feel like this is romantic more than anything, right? We do have Prince of Books at the bottom of the deck, and I feel like this is you guys overcoming the challenges, okay? Prince of Books says dominance, overcoming challenges, and patience. And so I feel like Spirit is asking you to be patient. You know, I feel like your person is overcoming a lot in their lives right now. We did have the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like this is, again, somebody who really cherishes their independence. This is somebody who needs to feel as though they are free to live independently. I don't feel like this is somebody who wants to be controlled, right? So I feel like the advice here is to kind of just let this person live their life and understand that should this be something that you both want, you won't have to force it. They won't have to force it. You will both gravitate towards each other naturally. And as you let people live their lives and however they decide to live, that gives people the space to, one, miss you, and two, understand that, you know, if there's been anything in their lives that they feel has kind of caused any conflict, it's like seeing, how do I say this? It's like seeing the contrast between maybe somebody that they were once dealing with opposed to them dealing with you. And by them dealing with different friend groups and family dynamics and exes and whatever they've been dealing with, that's where they're starting to see the difference between the distractions, King of Skates, and the Ascent of the Blessed. Two very important cards in this deck, okay? With the King of Skates, it says lack of help, distractions, and self-centeredness. And the Ascent of the Blessed, which I believe is justice in this deck, rebirth, recognition, assistance, and promotion, right? So this is somebody who's now seeing the truth of a lot of the distractions and people around them. Think about the King of Skates. If you have ever seen this read on my channel, this is essentially somebody here who has planned a whole vacation and trip, but you notice he's the only one that has these skates. And there's people that were with him that have fallen overboard because this is somebody who only cares about their own progression in life. And I feel like this is what either you and or your person are now seeing. You're seeing the truth of the people around you. This person is now understanding that at some point, whether it was them or somebody they were dealing with, this person was only concerned with their own success. They did not have the best interest of this person in mind, and they're now understanding that this kind of energy and this kind of distraction was stopping them from really moving forward, not only like in their life, but in this relationship, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. I feel like you're both seeing the truth of each other, seeing the truth of this relationship, and understanding that certain types of people need to be let go of, right? If it's not completely cutting people off, it's just setting boundaries. You know, maybe not being so giving and so open, and not sharing all of the information about your relationship with people around you, right? Let's get some clarity on this here, though. I'd like to understand the King of Skates and Ascent of the Blessed dichotomy that we have presenting itself to us. So let's see, we have Ace of Books. We have a lot of Ace energy again. On bottom of the deck, we have Sin of Greed. Exactly what we were just talking about. These are people that are very greedy people. Whether that's business, friends, or romantic. With the Ace of Books, I feel like these are people that are trying to get, like, Ace of Books is music, sharing of knowledge, and creativity, right? Ace of Books being a combination of swords and pentacles. So we actually technically have every ace in this sense. In the elemental sense, we have every ace. So as you're manifesting these new things, as you're stepping into these new roles, as you're entering these new divine partnerships, as you're doing all these really amazing things, there's a lot of people that are curious. And it doesn't always have to be malicious. These are people that just, it's hard to say, right? It's like there's people who, just take a look at this card. So see how this dude, he's got, you know, notation on his back, and these people are just kind of pointing and laughing and doing that, but nobody's actually helping, right? Because this is somebody who's gone through immense struggle. This is somebody who's made a way for themselves. And I feel like there's a lot of people here who are curious. They're curious about how you have manifested these things. And it's understanding that you don't have to share everything with everybody, right? Especially when it comes to this relationship. I feel like there are a lot of people around both of you that are very curious about, one, who you're dealing with, and two, what's actually going on if both people in your lives know who this person is. These are people who are jealous. These are people who are greedy. They're out for their own desires. They're really, it's like if somebody comes in acting very, very nice, somebody that you don't really know, and maybe somebody in the past who has been very destructive towards you or your person, understand that a lot of the times there's a process of jealousy where a lot of the times people will feel triggered by you and what you do, and they will be jealous and try to tear you down and this and this and that. But once they see that that's not working and you and your person continue to grow and elevate and just loving on each other in general, a lot of the times people are going to shift into a more, it's like they're enamored and impressed, but still low-key jealous. And it's like that combination of, like, I love you so much that I hate you kind of thing, right? And so these are people that I feel like the reason this is coming out, because you need to understand that these are the type of people that may try to come around to sabotage your blessings when you begin to enter them, which is why I feel like Spirit's asking you to be very cautious with the information that you share, whether that's on social media, whether that's in your conversations with friends and family. If you truly cherish the blessings in your life, and be very cautious with the people that you let around you, because you really never know people's true intentions. But give it a month, give it 2 months, give it a few more or less, you will always see the true intentions of the people around you. It will not take much, right? I'd like to clarify this. Ace of Books, please. Let's talk about the blessings that you do have here. Like, of course, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be, you know, gossip and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like you're very protected from all that. All right, we have the Grail Knight. I feel like there's a lot of people that really do want to see you fail. We are dropping all the cards today. I dropped another card. Bottom of the deck, still Sin of Greed. And we have the Prince of Swords. So, yeah, excuse me. Prince of Swords and the Grail Knight. Okay, so the Grail Knight says Blaze of Glory, trickery, danger, failure, honor, and courage. And then Prince of Swords is victory against overwhelming odds, braveness, and experience. I feel like there's just a lot of people that don't want to see you win. It's unfortunate that it's coming out in the reading, but it is. I do feel like there's a sense of family there with the Ten of Pentacles, family and friends. It feels like I don't feel like there's any third-party interference or anything. It just feels more like there's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people that are saying, oh, you shouldn't do this because I went through this and this happened. Keep in mind that is very biased advice, and a lot of the time unwarranted and unwanted advice. So if you have people around you that are trying to tell you this, this, and that, you know, and you're not comfortable with it or open to it, you know, communicate that and say, hey, like, I'm not comfortable with you giving me unsolicited advice. I know myself enough to know that the decisions I'm making are for my best interest and the interest of my person, if you are watching this for a person. And I feel like this is both you and your person doing this, right? I feel like you're both in this really empowered space because you're empowering each other. And by empowering each other, it's giving you the confidence to set boundaries with people around you that you do still love. I feel like these are people that you do love and care about. But at a certain point, you have to understand that sometimes you have to disappoint the people you love to do what you feel like is best for you and your person. Okay, let's get some final advice here. I mean, I feel like it's like I don't even feel like this is touching you. I feel like you're really just charging forward past this, and I feel like Spirit's protecting you from all of this anyways. Right? I feel like, you know, all of your prayers and all of your inner work and all of that is really paying off, and all of the work you've been putting into this relationship and other areas of your life, you're really starting to see that pay off, and I feel like it's very inspiring to people as well. It's not only making people jealous, but it is very inspiring, right? We have the Virgin Mother, which is the Empress in this deck. So we have that growth, we have that beauty, we have Page of Coins. So maybe be a little bit careful about how you're spending your money, right? Lack of financial experience and poor spending habits. What I am seeing here is I feel like we're now looking at the relationship, the Empress and the Page of Coins. I feel like it's solid. I don't know how else to put it, but I feel like this is something where you're both actually really investing in each other now. However that looks, right? Remember, you can make your own rules in your relationship. So long as it works for you and your person, that's all that matters. And it looks like you two are actually, I feel like there are financial aspects impacting this connection, whether that's you or them not being where you want to be financially. But I do feel like by you involving yourselves with each other, that's creating a sense of, that's creating an extra sense of abundance. You're both bringing a certain level of energy into each other's lives that's allowing you to expand your own consciousness, right? And by you manifesting this relationship and by you building something solid with this person, you're really starting to see that you're more powerful than you give yourself credit for. You and them. You're now seeing that it's like because you... It's like I feel like you're both, I just keep seeing this like double energy. You're both mirroring each other where it's like you both manifested each other and you're both seeing how powerful that has been for you both. And you're seeing how that's transformed your lives in separate ways. But it's getting you to recognize your own power as individuals and as a couple. That's what I'm seeing here. And I feel like this is really something solid. Yeah, we have the Lovers under that. Okay. Synagreed is still sitting at the bottom. It's still just, it keeps popping out, the Synagreed, okay? But it's just there. But I feel like with the Lovers, dude, we have the Lovers and we have the Empress. All right, that's trust, romance, and love. I mean, the Lovers can be a decision, but I feel like the decision has already been made, to be honest. And I feel like you both have overcome so many challenges together and separately. And, you know, we also have the Page of Vessels popping out, which is the Page of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which is really interesting to me. Okay, one thing I want to point out about the Knight of Swords and the Grail Knight is these are the same card. Same story. The Grail Knight is the failure of the quest. Knight of Swords is the success or victory of the quest. I just wanted to focus. Yeah, you get the gist. So it's two sides of the same coin. And I feel like it's either listen to the people around you and let things fall away, or make the decision to actually build this relationship, right? And I look like there's a victory here for you. You know, I feel like it's like a lot of the people that are projecting these things onto you in your person are the very people doing these same things, right? We have the Page of Books, Synagreed, no, Baron of Books. And Baron of Books has to do with just like manipulation, adultery, misuse of power. This could be just people who use their power to manipulate others into unfavorable situations. But I feel like, yeah, dude, we have the Ace of Berries. And then we also have the Baron of Birds, or the Knight of Birds. So it's really interesting. I do feel like I don't feel like there's anything stopping this anymore. And I feel like because of that, that's triggering a lot of people, right? We do have the Ignorance. This has come out before. And there's one person that knows what's going on. The rest of them are all so focused on this that nobody... And this person has the like there's an owl on top, right? So this person contains the wisdom of what these people may not know. So this is blending in, but I feel like more than anything, this is also standing out. I feel like you're standing out of the crowd. I feel like this is what your person is now seeing, that you are actually really different than all of these people that may have said this and that about you. I feel like there may have been a lot of people saying that, oh, you're very greedy, you're trying to use them for money, or you want them for whatever, you know what I mean? But I feel like you're not doing that. And I feel like because of that, this person is now seeing the truth. And by them seeing the truth about you in this relationship, that is providing them with the confidence to actually move forward with you. That is really beautiful. I'm going to go and leave it there. We are out of time. If you want to book a personal reading, listen to my music, or subscribe to Patreon, all of that is in the description. I'm never going to contact you for a reading in any way, shape, or form. Only way to book a reading is to DM me on Instagram or send me an email. That said, man, I love you. I really appreciate y'all watching, man. Hello to all the new subscribers, by the way. I forgot to mention. Yeah, I hope that resonated with you. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next reading. Goodbye.